Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Nerdarchist David. Today I'm joined by this group of wonderful nerds, and we are going to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons in the Dungeons and Delving campaign run by our illustrious Dungeon Master, Nerdarchist Ted. I will hand it over to you for the season finale.
Hello and welcome. I hope everyone is having a fine and lovely evening, day, morning, whatever time it is for you. I am super excited for this, not only because after tonight I get to pass off the torch, but I got some fun things planned for this final episode. For those of you who have been following along for quite some time, you realize this is an even numbered episode, so we know this is a run into the dungeon. This is the final run for this particular season of the game show Dungeons and Delving, as well as the final run for the show Dungeons and Delving, or at least for this season. So, as always, you can find the links to all of these wonderful people, where you can find them when they are not doing things here with Nerdarchy, down in the description. We're gonna dive right in. We're gonna let these people share what they remember from last session, and I'm gonna do as I've recently been doing. I'm gonna roll a d4. And that's going to be a 1. So that's Dave. Why don't you tell everybody what you remember from last session, and then throw it to somebody else.
All right, so I'm playing Enzo Belanger, the human fighter cook that entered the wrong game show, but hey, maybe it's the right one. He's been trying to open his own restaurant, and he's going to use the money from Dungeons and Delving to do such. But we've had some problems along the way, some bumps during our shows. There's been some weird circumstances and happenings. Someone's been tampering with the game. Someone's been trying to cheat, to be honest with you. I mean, I've thought about it a lot, but we haven't actually got around to it yet. But someone else has been doing it effectively. But, last session, we actually found out who the cheaters were, got them ousted out of the game. And I think we're number one, barely hanging in by a thread. Followed by some really competitive teams. So I'm going to throw it to Robin.
Okay. Did you mention that we caught the people that were cheating?
Yes, I didn't say who they were,
with
though.
the Zone of Truth.
Yeah. Right, it was the Zone of Truth conga line.
It was the Zone of Truth conga line.
Because we were all sitting in it, and then, the person that had cast it had realized that the person was not under the effect of the Zone of Truth, and then one of them just blatantly lied and, tried to weasel out of it, and that was really funny.
So it was Annalith Zilthana, the Elven Paladin from the team Shining Unicorn.
That's right.
Who had done the Zone of Truth.
Man, they ended up becoming fast allies with us. We're real good buds now, even though we started off the season hating each other. And if that's not good reality TV, I don't know what is. Steven.
So, hi. I remember that we began with breakfast, as one does. Or actually, we began before breakfast. We had our little interviews. Then we had breakfast in the morning. Enzo, of course, made us a great breakfast. Meanwhile, Nebula pulls out her screen. So she's got 4 monitors going on, but they're all digital because this is futuristic, right? And so she's typing on her holo keypad, as it were. And she's like, I'm going to look into tech backgrounds from these people that have already been here. So she finds out that, is it Kyoko?
Yep.
Who is a Tabaxi monk, had hidden that she had a very thorough tech background and had discovered that she had more or less tried to make herself seem like she had nothing in her background as far as tech is concerned, which was a big red flag. And so Burke, during his needing healing, binged previous seasons to figure out Trickery Cleric. That's on their team. He's Trickery Domain. They can change people's memories and nonsense. That's a thing that can happen. Maybe we really did just sit and have a picnic while we were charmed and then proceeded to have our memories adjusted for us, which is totally feasible. So all of that was super sus. And so we talked to Annalith, who cast Zone of Truth. And then we all one by one answered if we had sabotaged the game or anyone in the game, and we all answered no, and it red flagged for two of them. It was Kyoko was one of them, go figure, and the other one was the leader of their team, I believe, right?
Corson Neymaris, the half-elf cleric.
Yes, the one who was the trickery cleric, in fact, the one in question who was super sus. So we figured that out. We ousted them. And we also managed to oust some other ne'er-do-wells from our midst in the process, so they were not technically related to the main plot. But you know what? They were related to the fact that they burn too much and also are mean to Enzo. So that works.
And Flame Fellow, Chef Bob.
Yes. And then we also had the Goliath, whose name escapes me at present.
Crumb?
Is it Crumb?
Crumgrad, I think his name is.
Yeah, he's been super emo lately.
Crumgrad, who was friends with Skick, Crag Branch, the kobold who has since left the competition.
Yes, our Mr. Body, as it were. So Crumb, his heart hasn't been in it, because ever since his friend died, it all just got a little too real, a little too heavy, and he started questioning, well, why am I risking all this? For what? Fame, glory, fortune, things that are fleeting, when what matters is my friendships and things like that. And so he just decided he wanted to take a step back. He needed his own mental health day. And that evened out the teams a little bit, which was super nice. So that's what I remember. Tabitha.
Well, in contrast to Grum, fame, glory, and all those such things are worth going on for, as Tabitha entered this contest to prove that she is a master swords person and is proven that with her team. They're number one. And not only that, she has several marketing deals going on in the fame side of things. She also has learned at least who's responsible, or partly, for her former life, but doesn't care because she's enjoying the afterlife greatly and spending her newfound extraordinary amount of extra time, because she doesn't need to sleep, visiting the dreams of various people and leaving them messages and cryptic warnings and things. And she also gained a new title of Pinball Warlock last week with her all that extra time. She has mastered the art of pinball. And that's mostly what I remember.
All right.
So everybody else covered it.
Yes. So the one thing that wasn't, kind of easily defined was the two members of the Flumps who did not get ousted. They wound up joining the team Black Razor's Revenge. After Crumb and Chef Bob, or Jorgen Flamefellow, were removed from the competition, one by choice, one because Nebula had pulled forth the evidence that he had violated his NDA by sharing certain information. How Nebula came about it, it wasn't really looked into at the time. Mayhaps that'll come up later, but who knows? So as it stands, in first place, Sensational Chimera has a total of 451 points. Team Shiny Unicorn at 445 points. What?
Burke!
We lost Burke.
It wasn't me this time. I was not the one that screwed up the video.
So third place is Displacer Beast, with a massive jump down to 421 points. Fourth place is Gibbering Mallards at 412 points. And fifth place, Black Razor's Revenge at 406. So there is a massive gap between second and third, especially because the team that was in third place that no longer exists was Flump, only being a single point, 444, behind the Shining Unicorn. But since they can no longer compete, that team is no longer a part of it. It's dropped down to the bottom with a nice strike through on the current scoreboards in the locker room. Seriously hoping that we get our Burke back in short order.
Boy, that did benefit us greatly.
Okay, I'm
there
back.
we go. Woo!
Sorry. Everything just suddenly crashed.
Stephen, how
It
dare
happens
you?
occasionally.
No
How could you
worries.
do this to us? I'm just kidding.
So
Here.
That was very beneficial to us. So yeah, they were only a single point behind us.
no, they were single point behind.
Oh, Shiny Unicorns.
Shining Unicorn.
Yeah.
They were a 444.
We're
You know,
so close with them. I mistook that team name for ours in my own.
that is the
We are
point
pretty tight with them.
as they stand. Couple hours have passed. You guys have had a chance to really, begin decompressing from, essentially an entire team being removed. There is definitely some animosity between the two members that remain from Flumps, trying to figure out how they can get a quick uniform in 16 hours before they're going to run with the Black Razor's Revenge. And there's also the whole fact that they went from 3rd place to 6th place. They're not really thrilled with what's going on. So, but they've been having a team meeting off to the side at some point in time, about a half hour after Brenda left with the extras. The Black Razor's Revenge went en masse up to their new room or their regular room, depending upon how you look at it. And then you get a message on that locker room scoreboard that, basically is talking about, a dinner meeting, which there's been dinners and there's been things, but there's never really been any kind of dinner meeting or dinner announcement that's happened before. So unless there's something you guys want to do in that, hour and a half-ish time frame, we'll jump right to that.
Let's go to dinner.
So however dinner is prepared, whether it be by Chef Enzo or by any of the staff cooks that come in or a variety of people who want to give it a shot, I will certainly throw that up to Dave to see what he wants to do.
Enzo always enjoys cooking, so he'll definitely cook.
So dinner is prepared, and a couple of the orange shirts, you see George and Brenda and Bill. They show up, and they wind up kind of addressing everyone and trying to assure everyone, all right, we've got everything under control now. We've had a chance to get some information out of Corson specifically, and a bit of extra information from Kyoko as to how all of this transpired. Does everyone feel safe to continue now that all of this has happened and the Flumps are kind of stricken? And there's definitely some eye rolling from the two former members of the Flumps. For those who decide to look in that direction, they certainly aren't hiding their frustrations.
So did you find any maybe like booby traps they left behind?
I mean, we have located which of the controllers was involved, and he's been ousted, or they have been ousted. I cannot say anything more than that. So everything is a good to go.
One of the controllers was involved?
Yes.
Oh.
Bribe
Did you know
people.
That's what was revealed last session.
Oh, okay.
That's how these trickeries have been happening.
Oh, I thought they were just totally independent. So I got a question. That would actually be Tabitha. Like, did we have a picnic or did we explore that cave? There was something about people messing with their memories. We wouldn't have stopped having a picnic, right?
You did not stop to have a picnic. That is just what was showed on the cameras. That was digital trickery, not modified memory trickery.
Were other memories of ours changed? Would we even know?
You wouldn't know, but that you're aware of. There has not been any magics cast upon you.
I'm gonna just try to think real hard while he's talking. While he's continuing on, I'm like plumbing my memory.
So, are any of the four of you having any issues continuing the competition?
I'm
None
good.
whatsoever. I
They
can't wait.
go around and categorically they give everybody the chance. The remaining 20 people in the room have all agreed. Things are on the clear. They've ousted the problem. Grumble from those two flumps, but the still having some kind of chance of doing something. Hashad and Rockin certainly want to continue.
Are they both on the same team, or one is on?
Hashad and Rockin have both joined Black Razor's Revenge.
Okay.
After Jorgen Flamefellow or Chef Bob and
Crumb
Crumb have left.
Who's left on that team? And
No. That is from that's as is on Displacer Beasts.
Yeah.
So it is Hashad, Rockin, Tristan, and Bress.
Oh, that's a great team.
That is a very martial heavy team at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
But Black Razor's Revenge was fairly beefy to begin with. Skick was their trap master, and when he left, that seriously hurt them. So as the meeting continues, and they reassure everyone, get everyone's kind of thumbs up. George basically throws out that we're going to do something for this final challenge that is something that we've really not done before. You guys all seem to have enjoyed your battle royale to actually pit yourselves against your fellow competitors. So we're going to push that in another direction. And on top of that, we're going to tell you what it is so that you have the night to talk your tactics, figure out exactly what you want to do, so that tomorrow morning, bright and fresh, you can go in fully prepared for tomorrow's uphill race.
Oh.
So as the points stand, you'll have about 10 seconds of a lead, and then the team behind you will get a release, and then another 10 seconds, and then the third place team will go. So
nice.
The first team in its entirety to cross the finish line will get full marks, and then every team thereafter will have a deduction based off of how the performance and how long it winds up taking and what place their entire team comes in. So from there, we'll look at the final totals, we'll look at all those points and see how things wind up shaping up. So enjoy your meal, enjoy your planning sessions, and be prepared, because you have got the uphill race as well as your fellow competitors in front of you to find out who is going to get, all of those fabulous wealth, fame, and prizes.
All right, I like it.
And they give you a nod, and one by one, the orange shirts file out of the room. Door closes behind them, and as soon as the backs were turned, people are already whisper. So what did Chef Enzo prepare for dinner?
Chef Enzo prepared. You know what? He'd been marinating those Roth steaks, I believe.
Okay.
And of course, with some kind of fungus and lichen. That's like the signature move.
That's what you got to do. You got that dwarven elf fusion cooking. So
he's like he likes like hibachi style stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is he like serving it like that too, like with flair and whatnot?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's got the lichen, and he spreads it out so it's almost like spaghetti noodles, and he's like whipping them around. It looks like he's doing a CrossFit workout with them.
I'll do a little wiggle wiggle prestidigitation to flare it up a bit since it's our final preparation. Yeah, maybe like little, like miniature fireworks coming out of the little volcano thing. It just look like little
That is
sparks and stuff.
that
like
is
that.
awesome.
It's like a gala event, our last big dinner and whatnot.
So the next half hour to an hour goes by as teams begin to clear their plates and make their way up to their rooms to kind of discuss their plans, not in earshot of all of the others. So how quickly do you guys get to planning, or do you just kind of decide you're going to wing it?
Hey, Burke, can
Yeah.
you do some like rangery things to slow down the other teams?
Oh, well, I certainly have the knowledge to do that, but it doesn't quite seem as sportsmanlike, I suppose. I've got a number of things that can help me in combat. I can cast aid. I can have a pouch of good berries before we go in, things like that.
Would I be wrong to assume with a big group of highly specialized and skilled people like this show, like all these contestants, that we can employ those abilities on the other teams to help us ourselves?
No, I mean, of course we could, and I could.
I mean, like, is that the
you-
intention?
Are you asking Burke or are you asking Ted?
I guess I started off asking Burke in the group, but I mean, I would like to know too, if that was supposed to have been clear. Like,
I think the idea was that they were telling you so that you could prepare for whatever you were going to do.
I mean, like casting like entangle on other people, is that like expected?
Expected? I don't know. I don't know. Allowed? I wouldn't see why not. I mean, you're looking to try to get across that finish line as fast as possible. So if you're already out in front doing things to stop those from pursuing, certainly be advantageous.
Do we have like is there like a contestant group arcane mobile device text thread?
I am not sure what you were asking.
Like, is there any kind of like shared communication thing that the contestants all have?
No, not generally, no.
So the climb, is that the one where we got bansheed?
Yeah,
that was the climb, yes, but this is the uphill race.
Okay,
we still got that. Okay. We still got that extendable bridge. Was it a bridge or a wall or whatever?
A wall.
It was a wall.
Yeah, it's a wall we can put up someplace.
We still got that.
We can put up the wall and push it down on them.
We could. I also have some things to make us faster as well. So that is a thing I can do. Just so you know, and it doesn't require my concentration as such. I don't have to think about it too much. I just do it and then it's done. So that's.
I thought I closed Zoom accidentally.
By the way, I just gotta say, shout out to D&D Beyond because their app works even when their site isn't working for me. So I'm digging this new app. The interface is awesome.
Oh no, I'm not.
I don't have the app and I'm locked out of the website.
Yeah, I'm locked out of the website right now, but I have the app, and my gosh, this is smooth as butter. Like, it's really easy to navigate. I don't think they sponsored anything. I just think it's cool. I'm sorry. I just am a nerd that likes nerd things. And
Maybe
apps are my jam.
Maybe they can like help us in the competition.
Yeah, can D&D Beyond sponsor our competitions? They can send us a D20 that lets us change the DM's role. I think they should do that.
I mean, what do you guys think? Maybe we should just ask all the other teams, like, I'd like to use what I can do to win.
I don't think we gotta ask. I don't think it's against the rules. We just gotta be faster than them.
Yeah,
And or make them slower than us. I think it's totally legit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about like,
On the field, everything's all, and no one dies permanently. Unless you disintegrate.
there's clactors, right?
There's clactors.
Speaking outside Burke for a second, I will say I think we absolutely should use everything. I'm viewing this very My Hero Academia style where everybody knows everybody's going all out for this. But speaking as Burke, he believes in empowering us, but he doesn't necessarily like the idea of disempowering others. Like he'll face a conflict if necessary, he'll defend if necessary. Like he's totally cool with defending himself, but he doesn't want to actively
Cast the snare spell.
antagonize or otherwise hinder other people, because in his mind it's more about who can empower themselves more, if that makes sense. Like that's what you're getting from his viewpoint. Like he's hesitant to do things like snare or spike growth or things like that. He likes the idea of like he'll offer long strider as an option. He can just make all of us faster. Or
Well, that's a good counterbalance to
like
Tabitha then, who totally will do those things.
Doug, your mic isn't on.
I heard him.
I heard him.
Oh, sorry, my speakers are not working. That's the problem. Let me switch. Yeah, my computer is struggling tonight.
Apparently everybody's is, including D&D Beyond's.
Right. Like tonight is just not the night. My gosh. Okay, I'm back. Y'all aren't getting feedback from me, right?
Nope.
Well,
All right, so all of you figure out and strategize for some time, calling out specific ideas as to what spells and tactics, what gear that you have remaining amongst your possessions from earlier in the competition.
So many things I would like to do, but I only can do two.
you have got the fact that not only do you have hopefully something from your sponsors, but there's also that whole give the sponsor an extra shout out, and gets some kind of extra thing.
True.
As you pull all of your cards, knowing full well that you technically have two sponsors on your quote unquote jackets. So who finds it hard to sleep tonight? Or does okay?
I find it impossible.
Very well done, Doug. So Tabitha, do you pace restlessly?
Nope, pinball.
Oh, pinball. Nice.
And yeah, it helps me focus.
All right.
And who do I come back to me?
Sure. So Burke, as you're restless in your sleep, what is it that you do, or what is it that's plaguing your thoughts going into this final night?
So he's really thinking about like these friends he's made and how like he's had all these new experiences. And he's going to, after probably like 2 hours of tossing and turning, just go out in his lumberjack flannel onesie and find Tabitha playing pinball in the dark. And he'll be like, hey, you beat that high score yet?
Yeah, there. If there's a little score thing there, I'll just say war, like war for Warlock.
Nice.
I don't think anybody else has really played. To be fair,
there's been a handful of players, but many of them have been demoralized at the fact that regardless of what they do, this very unemotional chick just keeps getting better than everybody else.
I don't think Tabitha's unemotional. She's very sassy. That requires
that's
emotion.
what I bring to the team, isn't it? Attitude. I think that's my special power.
Yeah.
Are you worried about tomorrow, Burke?
Not the competition as such. I mean, if we win, that's great, and I'll be able to save the farm. But with the money we've earned so far, just for participating, I still might be able to do it.
Oh, absolutely. Even if we come in second place, endorsement deals will be fantastic for you.
Right. But being outside the farm for once, this is kind of the farthest I've been from home, and the longest I've been away from home and away from my brothers and sisters and my mom and pop and all that. And I don't know, like all of you are the first friends outside family members and extended family members that I've had. And I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of, like what happened in the competition was wrong. And these
The
people were
cheating?
selfish. Yeah. But they weren't cheating like, happens in reality shows. It was like malicious. And somebody died. And if it wasn't for the clockers, well, I mean, he would have died for real. And I wonder how much of that is still out there. Like, I know the world is mostly explored, and I know that back in the heyday, adventuring was like the thing. But I wonder if maybe there's still not a place for adventurers. And I wonder if maybe we couldn't fill that. Like, not you and me, but like all of us, all four of us afterwards.
You mean risk our lives fighting monsters for treasure and power?
I was thinking more along the lines of risking our lives to make the world a better place.
Oh. Well, we are making it a better place. You know how many people are going to be entertained watching our exploits? Millions, hopefully. Hundreds of thousands, I would guess.
I'm sure. Like
families just like yours will gather around the TV and invite us into their homes for an hour or however long these programs are. Get to know us. They'll feel better about their day.
Yeah. I mean, Nebula of all people knows the power of entertainment and how you can speak out to people. And I'm sure Enzo knows a lot about that too, being a chef that performs while he makes his food. Like, that's a great way to impact people. And I think those are all beautiful things and great things. And I don't know, I guess maybe I'm the odd man out because the rest of you feel so epic and I'm so, I don't know, ordinary at times. But at the same time, I feel like all of us together could still do something.
I hadn't really thought about it much. I've been focused on winning this competition.
Yeah. But you know what? That drive is.
I think I used to live that life. It got me killed, I believe, by that goblin on the other team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's dangerous. Of course, it's dangerous.
No collectors out there.
But
there's clerics. They're good to have on your side.
Yeah. I mean, or somebody that knows how to heal a little bit.
Like Nebula. She saved our bacon several times.
She has. There is much bacon that she has saved. She has enough for a whole breakfast right there. But I don't know. Like, maybe it's something to bring up to the others a different time, or maybe after the competition's done. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm grateful to have met all of you. And I hope that we don't stop being friends just because the competition's over, whether we win or not.
I hope that too. I like this new life. Hey,
You
Burke,
guys
who do you
talk-
think is the least, how do I want to put this? Who's the least sensible competitor we have in your mind?
The least sensible?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that Serafina wants me to think it's her, but I think she's a lot smarter than she lets on. I don't know. I don't tend to see a lot of weaknesses in people. Maybe that's a weakness of mine, but I see a lot of potential and a lot of strength.
Who do you think's the most optimistic competitor we have?
Well, my heart says it's Tristan, but my gut says, it's probably Serafina, weirdly enough, but I know Nebula would kill me if she heard that. So you can't ever tell her I said that. I think she likes goading Nebula because you know how she brought up Nebula having a crush on her? I get the feeling that she's the one with the crush.
Projecting.
Yeah. Yeah. Sort of like when you don't know how to express yourself appropriately, so you just pick the opposite and try to portray that.
You're pretty insightful.
Not too much. I just pay attention, I guess.
It's more than I do most of the time. Except for this stupid game. Bing, 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 bing.
All right, so you guys chat for a little while before Burke decides, he best get some rest so he's not going to have problems on the race tomorrow. And Tabitha goes back to the pinball game before you choose your target as to who you wish to descend madness upon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
You're not going to? Okay.
Nah.
I figured that was your lineup.
That was what I was like. I'm gonna do that, Serafina.
So the evening passes. You get your rest. You can all hit that long rest button or reset the things you need to reset, however you will. Breakfast comes. I'm certain that Enzo, prepares a lovely feast, prepares some fine pastries for the road. Everybody, comes kitted up with their game faces on as you all begin to file. The hallways have been reshaped, and you can see your own pathway with your team name and logo striped within the halls, and it leads to door number 1. But you see each of the other teams for second, third, fourth, and fifth, as everyone begins to file into their own corridor, to their own lift to take them into the race. As you get into the lift, it does its usual thing, and door opens to your right, and you see, as you typically do, the 4 chests that are stamped with MMM for Man's Mighty Munitions. 2 of them have a potion or canteen kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And all it says is drink me. The other 2 seem to have what looks to be like a rubbery sole to a shoe.
A rubbery sole to a shoe. So 2 potions and 2 shoe soles?
Well, 2 pairs.
Yeah. 2. There's 2 of each thing.
Yes.
Potions don't say what they do.
It does not.
It says,
It says drink me first.
Yeah, I'll drink one.
first?
Let's go. I'm prepared.
Sure.
all right.
So there is a smaller chest.
So me and Enzo put the shoe soles on our shoes
Okay.
and trade it off.
They go on the bottoms, or are they like inserts?
They go on the bottoms.
Okay.
It just adheres to.
Yeah, to the bottom. Does it give you a little bit of a lift though? Is it like
all in all, they both do the same thing. It's just a matter of how it reacts. For the next hour, your speed is doubled.
wow?
For the people who have put on the soles, you're literally like Hulk bounding, kind of leaping strides, whereas the others, you're just kind of moving faster.
Oh wow! Okay,
Very
awesome.
cool.
The small box that even on the box has the little rabbit ears. Inside is a smaller box, similar to the ones that you have already got two of, but it is not so much a screen, but it has got written across it barrier,
Ooh.
Mm.
and it's almost
Okay.
there's an instruction set. It's almost basically like a Rubik's cube. You just kind of twist and drop.
Okay.
Okay. Can I also cast aid
Sure.
and
Any preparation spells that you want to do, now is the time to do so.
okay, all of you have 5 more hit points. Your movement speed increases by another 10 feet. So there's that one. There's that. I have
What we
burned
should
all
our
my
movement
second
speed
level
increased by
spells.
another 10 feet?
Yeah, all of you increase your movement speed by an additional 10 feet. And all of you have 5 extra hit points. Your maximum increases by 5.
Wow.
And last night, I presume I did my good berry nonsense.
Yep.
So then, as a last thing, I will do pass without trace.
Okay.
And did Enzo have any treats?
Yeah, I give out the treats.
Wait, I
You
don't
know
know
what?
if I
Also,
don't
I'll
need
do
to
water
eat or I
breathing.
can't eat. I need to check.
Just in case.
What's that?
Water breathing for 8 hours and pass without traces on all of us. So let's go. We're set up. We're set up with everything. I've burned all my 2nd and 3rd level spell slots.
So
How many hit
water-
points did you give us? 5 or 10?
5.
5. Yeah.
And how many temp did you give us, Dave?
Actually,
It's
no,
just 4.
I'll give you 10 because then I can do pass without traces 2nd level and 8 will be 3rd. So that'll give you an extra 10 instead of 5. So everybody gets 10.
10.
So-
Our max hit points increased by
Yeah.
10?
Yeah.
Wow.
So aid, water breathing, and long strider are all not concentration.
Correct. Pass
Nice.
without trace is concentration.
Yep.
Yep. Rangers,
Okay,
man,
well,
Rangers.
So it's
Sleep on
it's
it, but I tell you what.
4 temporary hit points and it's a bonus action. So
By the way,
Ooh.
I got the app. It downloaded super fast, and you're right. This is butter smooth.
yeah, I
Right?
did the same. Although the
Right?
site is back up, but
Nah, I'm staying on my phone. This is
This
fine.
Dungeon Time is brought to you by Daily Beyond. I've had it up on my tablet the whole time, just on the site.
So
It's been
the door opens, and the only thing you see is blackness to the side, and for what you would deem a celebrity style track in front of you,
Ooh.
going on as far as you can see.
Okay.
just a track.
Yes, like something you would run on.
Yeah. Do we have to wait for a buzzer or just go?
No.
So
All right.
okay, I am
Book it.
going to set Freddie and David into the air and have them like play music and kind of like move around us like satellites and like just blast the hype music. And I'm going at this like a gymnast, right? Like just gonna do like handsprings and like dance my way down the track. Let's go.
All right. So go ahead and give a performance check on that.
Oh, hold on, my skills.
Anybody else doing anything, or are you just all out sprinting?
Well, it's sprinting, but I'm using that ring that I got a long time ago to keep my sword just like a few feet in front of me.
Sure.
In case there's like some invisible thing that I come down on, it'll hit that first at least. instead of me.
So
Okay.
for my
Just like-
potion and my long strider, it's on hefty.
Okay.
And I'm riding hefty.
Okay.
I am riding my animal companion like a mount, and he is just booking it with those 6 legs and claws, just like going all in. It's like crazy. There's fur flying behind us. It is a whole to do.
For some reason, I'm picturing Rainbow Road, but I know that's not
If it is, I'm out right now. Forget about it. I quit. Rage quitting.
So
Like Rainbow
as,
Road?
as the lot of you begins taking off, it is not long before you see a flash to the sides. And whether this is, indicating another team has entered the arena or something else, you're not sure. Does anyone look back, or do you just keep going?
We're looking forward. I'm looking forward because you don't look back when you're running a race. You look forward.
Okay.
I don't trust the other competitors. I'll look back.
All right. So you do see Team Shining Unicorn enter the fray. Annalise's armor gleaming in the light. That's
I fangirl.
that's glistening, and he draws forth shining sword. Its light dims the other lights that are around, and he just kind of points, and you see a horse appear next to him.
Oh,
Or wait a second. Do you see something on its forehead? He actually mounts his unicorn and begins riding forth.
oh, that's why they're called
Doesn't it-
Shining Unicorn, of course.
Doesn't that mean he's a virgin? Isn't that what that means?
Who knows?
Is that what Enzo said? I can see it's like this beautiful moment and it pans in like
Yeah.
virgin dude.
I'm like, you know, you can only ride one of those if you're a virgin.
That's a definite cutaway, but I'll use my cutaway moment for that.
Oh, sure.
Hey, zoom in.
Serafina and a lot of them, begin, following along, but clearly Annalise is outpacing them literally on a horse, but not quite catching up to you guys with your extra boosts that you've had.
Yeah, I mean, my movement's like 70 now.
Yeah.
Well, then for showiness, then I will cast Booming Blade just so my sword makes a boom as it slices forward, and then I'll use my Eldritch Blast to look like Iron Man's repulsor things, and like as I do a big jump and like forward. Try to stay ahead. I'm gonna beat that unicorn.
All right, so you guys go for a while, and you begin to see those same patterns of about every 10 or so seconds. Another round, another set of competitors has entered the race, and you are all on the same track. You do wind up hearing some things behind you, as it appears not everyone is moving quite as quickly as you guys, and there's been some engagement, some spell work happening behind, but you hear the steady hoofbeats on the track as Annalise remains on your heels. Go ahead and give me a Constitution check to keep going at the speed at which you're going.
All right.
Okay.
Need to breathe. Whoo! That's pretty good. Constitution check.
Yep.
Oh.
Check, not saving throw.
Yeah.
Correct.
21.
Well, it doesn't really matter with what I rolled. I'm going to use inspiration.
Product placement.
19.
19. All right.
Also a 19.
All right. So you guys are having no problems as you kind of take stock of what's going on. You realize that even though you've been going straight, the track itself has slowly been changing pitch, and you now are running uphill.
Oh, if only we had a first edition dwarf with us.
So as the challenge is, as the race is getting more challenging, I need you guys to go ahead and make an athletics check, and those of you with the souls can do so with advantage.
Oh.
18.
19.
I got 18 as well.
That is not one of the
18.
skills that I'm good at.
It is one that I'm good at.
So you guys are a shining example, coming into this final race as to what is expected of the competition. You do see, as you occasionally glance back, that Annalith is still on your heels, but you have managed to keep a steady distance out in front. He's not quite closing at the moment, but
How close is he?
see here, you guys had
And
two rounds in front, so I would say like maybe 150 feet.
I have a question.
Okay, that's
sir.
pretty far.
Does Annalith's horse have a bit?
No.
Unicorn.
Can I try to toss a good berry into its mouth?
You want to toss a good berry at the unicorn?
Yes.
Go ahead and make a ranged attack roll.
Okay. 14 base plus.
Is that long range?
Improvise.
That is going to be long range. We're talking about 150 feet away, and you're trying to throw a berry at it.
You're
I
trying
got
to
two 14s. If I roll a disadvantage, I still got two 14s.
Nice.
No proficiency bonus, just my dex. That is a 16.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Dang it.
I mean, trust me, I've done the long distance baseball throw. Trying to throw a berry for accuracy 150 feet. Yeah, that's the tough one.
Okay.
Hey, it's not low ranger.
But no, of course,
I mean, I want to defeat it.
Sure.
He wants to feed a unicorn. Also, if it has a full tummy, maybe it doesn't run as fast.
I'll call out.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had caltrops or ball bearings or something of that nature.
Are you calling forth
Yes.
All right, so say it.
Oh, what is it? I forget to
Because
say.
power.
Should make you say.
Because that power should make you something. I wish I had caltrops.
So you see up the up a ways there's a box. It's typical green, that dark forest green with the 3-layered M's upon it. It looks like it's, if you triangulate your position and its drop rate, it's going to land right at you.
Perfect.
So
once I see it, I'll spring to it and pop the top.
So you look at it, and given the fact that you're on a slope, it's.
I'm kind of like leap over, like Dukes of Hazzard, slide across it, and like pop the crate from the other side.
So it's a mixture of ball bearings and caltrops.
Yes.
They're ball bearings with spikes on them, so they just roll.
No, it's a combination of the two. So
He knows.
They're a bunch of
He's being
D4s.
Yeah.
and the ball bearings will roll down and affect, the ones further back.
Have fun, suckers.
Oh my gosh.
So
How wide is the track?
you're like 20 feet across.
Oh, okay. And is there like walls and stuff, but no top?
That is, if you go over and inspect, you feel that there is pressure. You can't fall.
Oh, it's like an invisible wall. Okay.
Yeah. And how wide is our wall?
The wall was
Oh, you mean our deployable wall?
Mm-hmm.
It folds out to 10 by 20.
Oh, we should just block the way right here on the other side of the call.
I've been thinking that. I was like,
yeah,
I was just about to do that, but I was like, well, they have the momentum, so we'll see what the caltrops do, and then whoever's still running, we'll just boom, block them with the wall.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Sure.
All right, so you guys run for another couple minutes, and you're
So did the caltrops like slow anybody down?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you definitely hear a bit of a grumble as the horse rears back, or the unicorn rears back.
I'm just thinking about that dwarf hopping around, the call drop in his foot. That's what's motivating me right now.
Have you guys seen Gravity Falls?
I am watching it.
Okay, never mind. Like, there's a unicorn in Gravity Falls, and I just thought of that, and it made me laugh really hard. But continuing.
So the unicorn has to slow their pace and work themselves around the obstacle that Enzo has placed. So go ahead and give me another con check. See how you guys are faring with your endurance.
19.
Okay.
Please be a 7. That's a 7. Oh Lord. So I was afraid I had a 1. So that is a 9.
11.
I got 16.
16. All right. So half of you passed. And Nebula and Burke, you seem to be slowing down. Effectively, your speed has been reduced, so you're having a hard time keeping up with your two allies that seem to be bounding. Maybe it's the magic of this potion wearing off. You're not quite certain.
I'll slow down a little bit to go like more of Burke and Nebula's pace for a moment, and then I don't know how close is like the next closest people.
Well, at this point in time, you've actually pushed your lead to about 200 feet.
Oh,
from where the where the unicorn is.
okay.
And
Well, I'm gonna stick by them, and then I'll just try to keep paying attention. If somebody gets close, I'm just gonna like try and throw that wall in so they don't have time to stop.
Sure.
nice.
So
I'll also slow down and try to be motivating. Come on, Burke. Come on, Nebula. You got this. We can do this. And we can slow down a little bit. Anyway, we got some room. Pace ourselves.
You put up this invisible barrier as you continue forward. And as you look back, you realize there is a with this like almost stopping moment. You look and you can see that you have gone from a pretty hefty incline to a serious slope. But this breathing heavy that you guys are now experiencing, or at least half of you are dealing with, seems more to do with this pitch change. But you press on. Let's see how you do for this last push. As you can see up in the distance, there is the banner that is the finish line.
Oh, geez.
Give me another athletics roll.
Does this count as my favorite terrain, which is mountains? I have mountains and
I would allow this to be mountains, sure.
The rainbow.
Okay.
About how far is it?
It's 200 feet away.
This seems like a good time for a dimension door.
Well, we all have to be past the.
But that's okay. Dimension door, you and Burke.
Yeah, but I'm the one that's out of breath, and
right.
I'm pretty sure one other person failed their save, so I can grab that person and go, and the rest of you can just.
Oh no, I'm actually good.
I got 21.
Was this athletics or just Constitution?
Athletics.
Oh, then
That's a nat 20 for a total of 28.
Nice.
Wow, your athletics is high.
I'm an out of breath diva. Can I dimension door instead of making that check?
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I do.
He's on Hefty though.
Hefty can teleport to him.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You push your way, through Enzo and Tabitha. Meanwhile, Nebula reaches over and grabs Burke and swirl. And, the two of them completely and utterly vanish, and the Ganchuan just continues to trot forward as the two of you begin, continuing your bounding leaps towards that finish line.
Well, it looks like victory is at hand here, Enzo.
Yeah,
Hefty
time to
actually
pour it
has
on.
all the speed. I don't have the speed. Hefty has it. Because I gave him my potion and I gave him Long Strider. Right. So Hefty is like booking it with them. I was making checks for Hefty.
That's That's just fine. I'm gonna try it this way here.
I'm like, Hefty, you can do it. Come on, you got this.
You're in the little finishing area down there,
Oh yeah.
drinking
If
water.
he starts getting noticeably slower than you guys, I'll just teleport him to me and then be like,
Well, I mean, one of
Enzo,
us could jump
yeah,
on
come
him
on.
and then you could teleport him.
I'm totally fine.
All right, so I'm going to need a
He can jump on my back.
a wisdom saving throw from Enzo Burke, Enzo, Hefty, and Tabitha.
Oh no.
A wisdom saving throw. Okay. Ooh, I'm good at those.
I am not. I'm going to use Indomitable.
Okay.
You got Indomitable already? Nice. Ooh,
Oh,
that
that's
is
so much
good.
better. It's a 16
22.
because I rolled a 16.
I got 22.
well, I rolled a natural 19, which is probably good.
So your companion's what's going to get your proficiency bonus. So
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have my companion built into the app yet. So
sure, with the 19 on the die, I'm pretty sure it does not have negatives. You all feel the momentum of what you're doing for just a half a second. You feel like all of your inertia trying to leak off of you, and trying to slow you down. But all of you just push through this barrier of whatever it was, and you continue going forward. Whatever was happening, you're not really affected by it. And
Burke!
you
I call out, Burke, have Hefty grab Tabitha.
all right, alrighty then. And I'll just have Hefty kind of like clomp up behind her and just under the head,
Why?
under the legs, and just whoop her up onto his
Because
back.
I want to win. Because I want to win.
And just like
Okay.
charging.
So
Teleport Hefty. I want to
If I
action
tele-
surge
I can
and double
only
dash.
teleport Hefty. I
You
can only
hear-
teleport Hefty. I can't teleport Tabitha with him.
Oh, I thought Hefty could take someone with them.
Mm-mm.
So it doesn't matter.
you hear the clomping of hooves, and it seems as you look back, or at least for the two that are at the finish line looking back, the unicorn's legs are moving in an absolute blur of motion, as whatever is affecting the other teams definitely seem further behind, with only a handful of people within visible range. But as they push on, you guys, manage to, cross up. I need one final athletics check for the two of you guys.
So
Sure.
Ann Leith is right up by us, but everybody else is pretty far behind.
I mean, like a good ways back, yeah. Annalise is the only one that's close.
How close is Annalise?
He is 60 feet away.
60 feet?
And close.
Perfect. Can I use a bonus action first?
Sure.
I'm going to quick toss one of my darts.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit the unicorn?
The 19 does hit the unicorn.
I'm going to make a trip attack.
Oh.
Only villains do that.
DC's only 16.
Nobody said Enzo was any sort of good, FYI.
That's fair. That is
Strength.
absolutely fair.
Strength.
Yeah, it is strength, unfortunately.
All right. It does not trip the unicorn.
Well, I'm just going to have to settle for doing a bunch of damage.
Maybe you'll kill it.
I don't think.
Right out from under him.
I don't think.
Reminder that in the movie Legend, that was the thing that was like the benchmark for when Lily turned evil. Just saying.
Unicorn horns are powerful.
It's only
magical
20
beings.
points of damage. I'm not going to kill
Okay.
the unicorn. I don't.
Would be a half-life, a cursed life.
Yeah. And you said you needed another athletics check from us?
Yeah. One final athletics check for Enzo and Tabitha.
Okay.
I got a. I forgot what I rolled. I'm gonna read. Oh no, it's right there. 16.
All right.
That is a 25.
All right. So, Tabitha, you slow down a little bit. You're basically feel like you're climbing at this point in time.
It's
you're
really
actually having
steep.
to like reach on, to make your way up. Hefty just kind of sinks his claws in and slows down a little bit, but like winds up passing Tabitha as he crosses the finish line. Enzo winds up, pushing in and just running all out, using his his fighter guts, and as Annalise charges in, he's like, on your heels, Tabitha, as the two of you almost cross the finish line at the same time. You watch as the other competitors over the next few minutes begin coming in. Some of them seem to be more engaged with each other, this kind of revolving battle en masse through this corridor of a track, where others seem to be trying to like dodge their way through attacks and just try to get to the other side. Some have managed to peel away from the mass melee and just book. So it's amusing how all of this winds up unfolding. But you guys are the first to cross the finish line. You were in first beforehand, so you know that you've got, top marks as we end the final run and everyone winds up coming across the finish line. You guys come out and you get to have, the glory as you kind of sit upon, you had Dispel Magic on deck, or were you, what were you planning to do with that?
And his mount. That's why I was like, well, you all have to get at the same time, so we have
right.
Can I still feed the unicorn?
You wish to feed the unicorn?
Yes.
I thought there was going to be.
I don't think you can dispel a paladin mount because the spell's instantaneous.
Well, yeah, then I would have wasted that spell slot.
Yes, Bark will go up and feed the unicorn.
It's just going to kind of look nonchalant and try not to look too guilty for throwing a dart at the unicorn.
I thought there would be another leg of the thing. I was holding back.
Well, sometimes, yeah, I throw you for a loop.
Mm-hmm.
That was intense, nonetheless. That was super intense.
So it doesn't take much to realize that with the lead and the power, that Shining Unicorn in its entirety winds up getting the entire team across first. Surprisingly, in third place is the Gibbering Mouthers. There's a bit of magic going on, as you saw that they were not the first persons. They were not the first people to teleport anyway.
Wait, who was the second team to go?
The second place team was Shining Unicorn.
Oh, okay.
Third to cross the finish line was the Gibbering Mouthers. Black Razor's Revenge actually comes in fifth.
Oh.
And the Displacer Beasts come in fourth.
Hmm.
As you realize that there was a bit of, dear Lord, there was a bit of violence between Black Razor's Revenge and Black Razor's Revenge, as Racken and Bress were actually fighting it out in the center of the melee.
Racken and... Oh, really?
What?
Racken, the former member of the Team Flumps, and Lurga, from Black Razor's Revenge.
They got into it.
But they apparently, did have a bit of a fight, a bit of a squabble.
So much for helping them.
Yeah.
When they get across the finish line, I'll be like, what was that about? You guys are supposed to be on the same team.
Rakin, moves his vest, and there, literally, tattooed is the symbol of the flump, and he's just got this sour look on his face.
Oh, maybe you should have tried helping your team cheat then. I don't know. You're all on board.
When you guys are brought to,
He said he should have cheated.
Yeah. If you're gonna be team flump, be team flump.
Yeah, that's true. So I wonder, do they have like a long and storied history, and those people disgrace the good name of Flump or what?
so you guys are brought out into, like, we've kind of glossed over it with other runs, but the typical, the host of the show, who was like one of the winners, like season 1, all those
Oh,
years
the DM
ago.
character?
What was that?
The DM character is
Yes.
like the first champion or whatever.
He
That's cool.
was one of the first, back before it was like a team thing, and it was
Nice.
just an individual kind of scenario.
Ah.
But he goes through and begins asking, what you thought, not only of the uphill race, but of the entire competition. And we're going to see who he goes to first. He points to Nebula.
I think that this was an incredibly rewarding experience. It was fun all the way through, even parts that we didn't expect. I mean, we didn't really expect any of it, but the parts that you guys didn't expect were fun as well.
And what about you, Burke?
Oh, I mean, it was amazing. It was so much like what I didn't expect, though. I really expected it to be a lot more high adventure and, like, being like the Dungeoneer. And weirdly enough, like, the treasure and the glory and all that is fine, but the stuff that I found mattered most was the people, both my teammates and others. And he kind of like meets the eyes of a few of the other teams that I got to meet, because everyone that competes here is pretty amazing, actually, in their own rights.
And what about you, Tabitha? What was your experience?
I just want to say that I am living my best afterlife thanks to my Dungeons and Delving experience. I thought it was fantastic to confront the mythical beast that is our namesake so early in the competition. I think that's what kept the fire in my unbeating heart, that kept us going through this victory today. As for the race, I mean, bring it on. We did that, no problem.
So you realize
the only buddy close to us was a freaking unicorn.
So every time you bring up this, aspect of death, undeath, unbeating heart, he always seems to try to gloss over and get onto more, happier, positive messages. This character definitely seems more weirded out, creeped out by the fact that you consider yourself dead.
Is this all the hollow ones out there?
What about you, Chef?
And life is life too.
Well, this whole competition, it has been a lifelong dream of mine to open my own restaurant, and I think this is gonna take me down that road and get me to the place where I can do it. At first, that was enough, and then Jorgen
Flamefellow.
Jorgen Flamefellow entered the competition, aka Chef Bob. I don't even know why I used the cinnamon synonym.
I don't even know why he used cinnamon. The recipe doesn't even call for it.
And he burned that too.
I don't even know why he entered under a pseudonym. Everybody knows who he is. But, once he was gone and we had this final competition to do, the only thing I could think of was I would only allow myself to eat his burnt food if I lost. And that just kept me going.
So to the lot of you, who do you feel was the hardest competitor, either team or individual?
Oh, all right. So, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, and like when I started this competition, I would have hated to have admitted to this, but honestly, Serafina, like there were so many moments where she and I were just like completely toe to toe. But honestly, I think we've made friends over the course of this competition. I think after we leave this place, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable just calling her to hang out.
So you've pushed past competitor and made a lasting relationship.
I think so, yeah.
What about the rest of you?
Yeah, I mean, many of the shiny unicorns, I mean, they not only pushed us competitively, but they, personally, they pushed me in directions I didn't know that I would go. And I learned a lot from Raziel and Ann Leith. They're both incredible swords people.
Gotta say, Burke.
I'm better.
Burke really challenged us as people to become better.
Interesting. So you guys didn't know each other ahead of time. So most of the other competitors were assembled teams, whereas you guys were that thrust together, last ditch, team from. I'm not trying to insult, but from the bottom of the barrel, the dregs, those who did not come together as a team. But here you are, a shining example of what teamwork is and a shining example of how to compete.
Well, I mean, we are the sensational chimeras. It's three matched up creatures that shouldn't go together, and it shouldn't work, but it just does, just like us.
And we
Group
had
hug.
the X Factor.
Yes, group hug.
And what about you, Burke? Stiffest competition.
I feel like I should say the dwarf with the stabby boots, which I did not want to taste, but instead, I think probably it might have been. I'm trying to remember their name now.
Rocket?
What was the spider folk name?
Oh, it was Rough.
Yeah, Zrasrab, because she always waited for the opportune moment, and there were times she knew way more than she was letting on.
Well, I've had the pleasure to have conversation with Ross Rab, and that tends to be the way of the spider folk. They observe, and through observation, they pull in what is said as well as what is unsaid. She's incredibly wise, a great competitor. She's been here before, and who knows, maybe she'll come again until she winds up getting to sit in the winner's chairs here. Who knows? So is there any takeaways? Is there any great changes over these handful of weeks that you've spent here at Dungeons and Delving? Tabitha.
Great changes. Well, I mean, yeah, I've begun to explore occult mysteries in my free time and take, look at things in a whole new light, to be honest with you. I mean, this whole shtick, this adventuring, fighting monsters garb, this is the legit thing. I wasn't part of this whole world, so.
The word around the locker room is you're quite the pinball whiz. Is that something you've done before, or is it just something you picked up here?
No, actually, yeah. When I discovered that in the locker room, yes, they've taken to call me the pinball warlock. I am quite good. I'll take on any challengers. And my next dream is to get a licensed pinball machine of me.
Oh, wow.
Pinball companies out there watching, hit me up at Invincible Master One.
No, we definitely have a number of interesting write your own deals. You can climb the wall of prizes high enough. So who knows? Anyone else? Any other great changes?
I don't know about changes, but I'm hoping to get an invitation back to Burke's family farm so I can just cook a good meal for them all.
Oh, everybody's invited because my mom always makes too much food. So everybody needs to come and experience the Dwell hospitality, don't you know? That being said, I feel like I learned a lot from my teammates about not giving up because Nebula came to us. I mean, a one-hit wonder where her star was practically fizzled out. And then he kind of cringes and is like, oh, wait, that's probably not something I should say. And Tabitha was freaking dead. And Enzo has his whole story that I'm not going to share on TV because it might be more of a private matter. But he also has had his own hardships, and none of them ever gave up. And this competition has a lot of moments that's super tempting to want to give up, and they didn't. And so I didn't because they didn't. And it pushed me, and I appreciate that.
Well spoken. You mentioned Nebula. Nebula's, for our viewers at home, everyone knows you from your hit single of, Taste My Boots. But any chance of there being the Taste of Victory song now that you are sitting here in the winner's circle?
Oh, I spent a good chunk of time while we were competing, like during my off time, composing a new album, and you can expect that to hit shelves at some point later this year.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing what you have in store for our viewers at home, so you can enjoy some relaxation time, and we'll have you all back here to climb the wall of prizes and see what might be in store for all of your future. So you guys cycle off and they wind up having more of these conversations with the other teams. So is there anything you wish to do in the locker room as you get there by yourself?
Well, where do we go from here? I mean, after dinner at my parents' house.
Well, I got a restaurant to open, and I should talk to you and your family about some locally sourced fruits and
Farm to table.
vegetables and gantuan. But I cover the hefty's ears when I say that.
I'll see if I can find a studio to work from somewhere in the area, because I'm pretty sure that the tech work I'm looking to do I can do from anywhere. It's all internet based. It'll be fine.
A studio?
What do you guys think of it?
Is it the same kind of place that people like record podcasts and things, or made
Yeah.
casts?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I've been thinking maybe of starting one of those.
What do you guys think of the name of Dungeon and Dining?
I love
I
it.
love it.
Oh, that's great.
Do you need investors?
Maybe. Well, ask me after we climb the wall of prizes.
Is that an actual? I thought that was just a metaphor. Do we actually get to climb some sort of wall of prizes?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You started
right.
saying that, and I really expected the word metafrog to come out of your mouth. Just
I was thinking of it.
Are you going to source your restaurant food locally or abroad? I hear there's some sort of space TV show that talks about finding new things for food.
Well, that sounds great, but I was hoping to partner with your family.
Oh,
I see why you guys need to save the farm.
yeah.
Why? You're not very business savvy.
No, like I came here because the farm was in danger of being foreclosed. And I wanted to earn enough money to save it quickly. Because otherwise, this was sort of the last ditch effort. And now I guess that's happened and the farm is saved. But saved doesn't mean that it's secure. But maybe with sourcing food for Enzo, it could be.
So was your family wasn't doing like financially? What was the problem? Nobody was buying Gantuans.
Oh, it was more like, so you know how Gantuans take a long time to grow up? Well, the year we had that famine, we couldn't raise too many Gantuans in good conscience because, then they would starve or go hungry, so we had to not raise as many. And then, one thing led to another, and pretty soon we just had too few.
Mm,
And
I
so we
see.
couldn't really provide what people needed. We didn't even have what people needed in the first place. But now all that can change. Honestly, my parents almost didn't want to give up Hefty here, but I was very persuasive.
Well, we wouldn't have come in number one without it, Hefty. Or you.
As you
Hefty's
guys, as you guys relax one by one, the teams come in, or at least most of them. There definitely seems to be, some lingering
Mhm.
with the Black Razor's Revenge.
I'll pasture a bit.
When Shining Unicorn shows up, there's definitely the moments you're almost expected to see that old Serafina glare, but as a whole, like they walk in and they see a lot of you kind of just relaxing, and they actually applaud, give give you guys a clap and bow and say, well done. It was well deserved.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm gonna get up and start shaking hands with all of them, and I'm gonna be like, I expect that the competition will be closer next time.
But we don't know the final scores yet.
That's true. We didn't really engage in any fighting. We just ran.
Maybe we actually lost because we don't get enough flare points.
Well, you know that you guys went into the final leg in first place, and you got full marks for being across first. So you can't do better than full marks.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we're just sort of mingling everybody.
Right. So when you shake hands with Shining Unicorn Nebula, Serafina either pulls or attempts to pull you in for a hug.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. I didn't want to wrest control if you wanted to fight back. But you guys all the competition air of the locker room, easily is gone, and everyone seems to now that it's over, it's just conversation. Everything that could be done has been done, and things will be as they will be.
What's Az up to during this mingling session?
He seems more uncomfortable and does not spend a whole lot of time lingering. Definitely.
If I catch his glance, I'm going to give him my unsettling presence.
Sure.
It doesn't do anything.
Is that a wisdom?
It doesn't really do anything. I mean, it's you can unsettle a creature. They have disadvantage on the next saving throw they make.
All right. Well, he sees
it's extra creepy.
He sees
if we just happen to cross eyes across the room, just for a second, it's
yeah, he sees
Bilbo
that.
with the ring thing.
He sees that, and he winds up saying half a sentence to one of his teammates, and he's up the stairs and into his room.
I think Burke is going to approach Tristan and talk to him about his many fan theories regarding the Dungeoneer, and just talk his ear off.
Competition is over, and you've gotten more composure. He actually sits with you for a while, confirms a couple of things, leaves a couple of things I can't really talk about that, but winds up sharing probably a little bit more than you would expect. So it's definitely not only a memorable experience, but something that you might treasure for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I tell him one day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day I'm going to have a flaming sword just like the Dungeoneer.
Well, they do exist out there. Not everybody's got a chance to get a hold of one, but if that's a goal of yours, I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Who knows? Maybe I'll be a dungeoneer. You never know.
You know, he goes into his bag and it's like, well, it's not a true flaming sword, but he pulls out like one of like the keychains of the dungeoneer of the flaming sword and hands it to you.
Swag.
Oh, and he just like takes it
Nice.
like with the utmost reverence, and he's like, "Thank you."
It's not hard to recognize a true fan, and who would I be to not share these kind of things. And you did really really well out there, and who knows, perhaps there'll be a character that's inspired by you by yourself. And he reaches across and
Ooh.
kind of scratches the hair and the chin of Hefty. It's certainly something that we might be able to work out in the future.
He says that, and Burke faints. I rolled a happenstance die like Robin does occasionally. I rolled a 2. It's like, yep, I'm fainting. Just thud.
So what about the rest of you? Any other last minute locker room business that you wish to take care of?
No, I think good.
You guys relax from your run, shake out all of the stress and the nerves. Your thighs have calmed down, no more burning from that uphill run, uphill climb, and you're called forth. And actually, en masse, everybody goes back to not the elevators, not to the main run, but you get led into this antechamber where there is indeed one of those like rock climbing walls, but as opposed to like the typical handles, there's like all of these different orbs stationed to see how high up you want to try and get. Full well that Burke knows from watching, you can keep climbing. If you fall, you are forfeiting the prize.
Oh,
But there's 3 different towers that each of you get to climb, and it's literally a tower of wealth, a tower of fame, and a tower of prizes.
oh, geez, wow, really?
Ooh.
So, which one of you wishes to go up first?
Is
I have
it
a
just one
climbing
at a time?
speed.
So you are led, and it's like there's a viewing area, but it's tradition that the team goes in together. You go into this room, and you go up and you collect whatever orbs, depending upon how well you do, that you can take off, and then you come out of the room, and one by one you open up the orb to find out what it is that you walk away with. But there are tiers, and it's like striped different colors. Obviously the higher up you go, the better off that the better off of the prize that you're able to come away with.
Okay.
Well, Tabitha would want to go for fame because you can.
Well,
get
you're
money to buy.
going to get to do all 3.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
wealth,
gosh.
fame, and prizes for each of you.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
And
Oh,
here
is
I
that
was
what the
thinking we were
different
gonna have to
colored-
make a decision here.
I
That's
know.
what the
right?
different colored-
no decisions.
That's what the different colored orbs.
Just don't roll badly.
Just don't roll badly. For those of you who have already used your inspiration, we're gonna wipe it clean, and all of you can go into this with inspiration.
Hey.
Let's go.
Yes.
And any of the boosts or things, spells you cast, they are washed away as you enter into this room.
Oh, like the aid.
Yep.
Oh, no more long strider and whatnot.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was where all my spell slots went. I have only first levels.
All right. So if one of you doesn't pick, I'm rolling a die.
Enzo
Pick
will
I'll
what?
step
go
up.
What are we
'cause I have a
picking?
climbing speed.
Who's going first?
Oh,
I'll go because I have a climbing speed, and that way they can get a sense for what it is. Because ideally, it should be easy.
So
Question mark.
with the climbing speed, I will say that you can make your athletic rolls with advantage.
Hey, bet.
All
Okay.
right. So, which are you climbing first? Wealth, fame, or prizes?
Prizes because it sounds most interesting.
Okay. So go ahead and give me that athletics roll.
Base 16 for the first, and 4. I'll take 16. So that is a total of 21.
21. So you make it up to the second tier without a problem. Do you push on to try and see if you can climb higher, or do you stop there and take an orb?
Are you allowed to take more than one orb, or you just take one orb from each
You
one?
get one orb from each tower.
oh, and the higher you go, the better it is.
Right, and it's
Okay.
only tiers 1, 2, and 3. You are
Oh,
at
okay.
tier 2, so you can push
Yeah.
on to try and get a 3, or
But you might get nothing if you.
but you might get
Wow.
nothing if you don't.
Okay. I will be content and take one from here because I think they're interesting. So
Okay, all right. Do you wish to climb fame or wealth?
let's go fame next.
All right, go ahead and give me those rolls again, or give me
So
athletics with advantage.
Oh my. So I'll take 6 as my advantage. Plus 5, that's 11.
All right, so you're having a hard time. You know, you're sweating. You haven't really gone up much. At this point in time, you haven't climbed high enough to get anything, so you can push on and try for something, or you can just like, yep, no fame for me.
I'm going to push on.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, there's another 6. This is not looking good. 16. That one I'll take. So that's a 21 again.
All right. So you've managed to get, you push through, you found a way to hold on and dry off your sweaty palms, and you climb up and you get into tier 2. Do you wish to take an orb and jump down, or do you want to press your luck and try to get into tier 3?
I'm going to take one and jump down.
All right. Third tower, you shake off the mojo and you get into, it's time for wealth.
Okay. Let's see. That is a 12 and a 7. I'll take 12 plus 5, 17.
All right, so that gets you, solidly into that first tier. Do you want to push on, or do you wish to keep going?
I'm going to push on. I'm going
right.
to push it this time.
Okay.
Okay, 13 and 17 for 22.
All right, that gets you into tier 2. Do you wish to push on, or do you wish to call it a day?
I'm going to call it a day. I've got tier 2 and everything. I'm good.
So
Nice.
Burke scores tier 2 for each of wealth, fame, and prizes. Who is taking up the list next?
I'll go.
All right.
So
ahead.
question.
Absolutely.
Can I acrobatics?
Sure. I'll allow
Cool.
acrobatics.
I thought you were just
A
gonna
slightly
declare.
better modifier for that.
Yeah, by all means. All right. So Nebula, are you looking to climb wealth, fame, or prize first?
We're gonna start with wealth. We're just gonna go in that order.
Okay, wealth, fame, and prizes. All right. So go ahead and give me that acrobatics roll.
Dirty 20.
30-20. So that gets you solidly into tier 2. I imagine you basically do a flip right up into the top of the first one and bound your way up into tier 2. You could stop here, or you could try to push on and try and see if you can get into tier 3.
Now let's keep going. All or
Okay.
nothing, baby. Let's go.
All right. Another roll.
I nat 20'd.
So what does that give you as a total modifier?
24.
24.
I like the 20s on these dice. They're little hearts.
Oh, nice.
That's very cool.
So you managed to get all the way to the top, and I imagine you kind of literally climbed the top of this tower and kind of sit on the edge and take the utmost top from this thing, and are just kind of like sitting here holding it before you bound your way back down.
I feather fall my way back down. I'm continuing to be theatrical even if I don't get any points for it.
Very nice, very nice. There's definitely lots of howls from the crowd, including some of the other competitors that are there watching. So now you go over to the Tower of Fame.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration because that was a nat 1, and this is the thing that's important to Nebula. 16.
16. So you get solidly up past tier 1, and you're at the bottom edge of tier 2. You can try to push on, or you can stick with a 2. You realize
I think I'm gonna take 2 here because this is important to Nebula, but like her priorities have kind of shifted over the course of this game. Like she's got the buku dollars, like, and she can use that to fund other stuff.
Absolutely. All right. So
prizes.
you go to prizes.
9.
9. So you're having a hard time getting a start. Maybe your arms are getting a little bit tired from the from everything you've already done today. But so far you haven't really achieved anything yet. So you can stop at nothing, or you can push on to try.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying. I mean, like, why would I not?
Sure.
21.
21. So you basically shake it out, crack your neck, and you just go for it. And you wind up pushing all the way through to a tier 2.
Cool. I'm not gonna get greedy here. I'm good.
All right. So you collect your 3 orbs, and you go stand next to your friend and ally Burke, who's got
I'm gonna juggle them while I'm standing here, just because.
Hefty, standing and grinning next to Burke. Isn't quite certain why he's so happy, but he's feeding off the energy of the moment. So who's next, Tabitha or Enzo?
I'll go.
All right, Tabitha.
She's watched them. She's going to go straight for fame.
Straight for fame.
And these are athletics checks, you said?
Athletics or acrobatics? Your call.
Oh, yeah. Definitely athletics. Oh, my goodness. 26.
26. You have no problems. You basically pick out a spot. You're like, I want that one, and you just climb right for it. Without a problem. You get all the way up to the top of what you're looking for. That is a tier 3.
Oh, okay. So she's actually, that's all I really cared about. So she's going to half-heartedly go for the other ones. Which one's next? Prizes. I guess prizes seem kind of cool.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, oh, geez. 16.
16. All right. So that gets you up into tier 1.
Oh, okay.
Do you wish to press your luck, or do you want to stop there?
I'll take a tier 1 prize.
All right. And then for wealth.
Okay. Natural 1.
Oh, you wish to use your inspiration?
Yeah, sure. I got it. I'll use it. 7.
7 total.
Yeah.
All right. So you you were so looking for fame, you really weren't concerned with wealth. So like you haven't climbed high enough to actually get to an orb. You can push on, or you can just be like, nah, I don't need it.
Yeah, she's like, man, I got what I want.
All right. So we're gonna no orb for wealth for Tabitha. Enzo.
So Enzo, before he starts his climb, he turns to the group. It's like, ladies, can I get a little luck? And could you sing for me, Nebula? And can I borrow your charm, Tabitha?
Let's go, Enzo.
Sure. Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
into it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go wealth first.
All right.
All right, I'm going to use inspiration because
All right.
that's a 2.
Oh.
Oh.
Ha! That is not much better.
Uh-oh.
So that gives me a 12.
You want to invoke the power? You can use the talisman, I think, 4 times. Yes.
So the 12 is not going to get you high enough to actually get to an orb.
Well, I'll keep
Use
going.
the talisman. Let me see him.
So go ahead and you can give me a new roll.
Oh my god, these rolls are so terrible. All right, because this is wealth and this is the important thing.
I turned to Burke and Nebby. I'm like, he's not using the talisman.
And now I invoke the talisman to bring it up, and then I use. Is it a die 8 or a die 10
For the talisman?
for inspiration?
I think it's 10, right? We're at 10th level.
Hold on. Just scrolling. Mad scrolling.
Mad scrolling. The pressure is intense.
It's D10.
Right? Okay.
D10, all right.
Yep, it's a D10 at 10th level.
Oh man, these rolls have been so bad. I don't
Which
think I'm gonna
one
get
are
an
you going
orb.
for?
All of that for a 14.
All right.
Wow.
That just barely gets
You
you.
want an action surge?
I don't think action surge is gonna do anything.
So you are at level 1. You can push to try and go higher.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Do it!
Which one are you going for? Well,
He's
Yeah.
on well.
Oh my god, the dice hate me so bad. That's an 11.
Can I use my inspiration on him?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to shout, "Do it for Hefty!"
This is pathetic. Oh my god, it's another 3. A total 11.
What?
I
you're
haven't rolled
embarrassing
like-
us, Enzo.
What is the highest?
Oh,
What is the highest
Are they
number I
filming this
rolled?
part
Like a.
too?
I don't think I've rolled over like a 4.
I think we discovered Enzo's motivation for going adventuring after this.
Yeah, he's gonna need to.
All right.
That was
so,
terrible.
So you keep a hold of the orb that you have, but there's
Barely.
just something about this tower that you're just not able to grab a hold.
I feel like Chef Bob got in my head.
It's entirely possible. You
All right,
Yeah.
next I'm gonna go for prizes.
you're gonna go for prize next.
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right.
roll in the app this time. That gives
Okay.
me a dirty 20.
30-20. That gets you solidly all the way up to a good position in tier 2. Do you wish to push your luck, or do you want to take the tier 2?
Well, let's see.
What are you doing? Prizes or fame?
He's in prizes.
Prizes. I'm gonna take the tier 2.
All right.
And
And
then
then for your last climb up fame.
another dirty 20.
All right, that's a 2. Do you wish to keep the 2 or press your luck?
Let's see. How much do I care about? I'm gonna press my luck.
All right.
Oh, it's a 28, not 20. I don't know if you can see
Nice.
that.
That gets you a 3. You climb up to the top without a problem.
Famous, y'all.
Oh my god! Thank you, team. Without you, I'd be so broke. I think I would have died during the prize round. And if you die during the prize rounds, they don't let the clockers bring you back.
Oh, no.
It's in the fine print.
Yeah.
So the group of you all gather your orbs. You can see through the clear walls into where everybody is looking on. Lots of cheering, not so much any of the jeering that was there before. And as you go to exit the room, the archway lights one more time. You hear a voice. How dare you mess with my plans and profit? And a voice unheard before, in a very robotic, almost like neutral tone. You hear fail safe, fail safe, fail safe. Everything goes black. And that is where we are going to end this season.
What?
Oh my god!
We don't even know what we got.
Oh my
I hate you, Ted.
Ted,
Ted is the real
how
enemy.
long have you known you were going to do this?
Oh my
About a week.
gosh.
Oh,
The real
well,
villain
I guess
is
now we have
revealed.
to do season 2
Yeah.
because I need to know.
Man,
Ted,
our
you're
season 2 is we're going to
evil.
the moon.
Yeah, I have been
Throw up at
dying to do
breakfast.
this for days.
Very
Oh
cool.
my gosh, that was evil but wonderful.
Oh yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
I mean, Dave did a fabulous job with, having us being carted off. And I'm like, all right, I want to do something that, definitely makes you guys want to come back to whatever unfolds after this moment.
Yeah.
But like, we knew like where things are going with that one. I wanted to be like, nah, I want this to be in spirit of the rest of what this was, of dealing with this unknown mystery.
Yeah.
So
The trickster
we don't know
gad.
what's going on. So
Trickster gad.
we'll
Oh
leave
my
it at
gosh.
that.
Chat is thinking you are like the worst.
The worst? What are you talking about? I love that kind of
Capitalism
stuff.
strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I am very sorry if you don't enjoy this mega cliffhanger. But you know what? We're doing these shows as seasons, and what do they typically do? They leave you with this. I
They
need to know
do.
more.
Right? Fair.
Yeah.
Now, realize that when I call you Satan, I am doing it out of like actual affection.
Yes.
Right. Like that was
Love it.
amazing. That is the best thing a GM can do is evoke that emotional response from their players.
Yeah.
You sir did a fantastic job.
If I'm calling you the devil, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Hail Satan.
So
That's
yeah.
great. That's so great.
So there you go. That is the end of season 1 of Dungeons and Delving. If you've been, following along, I hope you enjoyed it all. I'd like to, thank all 4 of you guys. You guys were spectacular throughout all of this. Our fans, you guys are always fantastic. As always, people, you can find the links down in the description below where you can go and follow these people and all the amazing things that they do when they're not here playing some amazing role-playing games. All those things. Do the things that we always ask for, like sharing, subscribing, tune in on our other things that are going on. Dave will be back with the live chat this week. You'll actually be able to join Robin and myself this Friday night for the next episode of Untraditionally Arcane,
So
where
excited.
I am certainly not going to be quite as evil as I was this evening. But hopefully we're going to have some very
Allegedly.
magic fun over there.
Oh, that's a fun game.
And you can do all those things that I said. So until next time, stay nerdy.
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 We're out.